Close your eyes gently. अपनी आंखें धीरे से बंद कर लें. Stay with us for a while. कुछ क्षण के लिए हमारे साथ बने रहें. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
हेलो हेलो, वॉइस आ रही है?
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
She is very well known to everyone. Ekta Gupta is dedicated environmental advocate from New Delhi, passionate about conservation and sustainability. In 2022, she founded Jev India, a brand offering eco-friendly products like Bioenyme, soya wax candles, and single-use plastic alternatives, all thoughtfully packaged plastic-free. Alongside running her brand, Ekta is deeply involved in her family business, VP Electronic. She has also completed a certified course in carbon literacy and conduct workshop on single-use plastics, bioenzyme productions, and composting to address India's waste management challenges. Ekta has joined Bioenzyme Entrepreneur Academy and is a proud member of Tie Tuner Plastic Challenges by CEE and WWF. Through her Instagram page, Jev India, she's raised awareness about single-use plastics and promotes a low-waste lifestyle, inspiring others to embrace a zero-waste future. So, Ekta, over to you. Start.
Thank you,
Presentation.
ma'am. Good evening, everyone, and I'm really sorry for the last Sunday that I could not take the class. So we'll start with the presentation, and then I'll show you a quick how to do it here on only. So we'll start with the presentation, and I'll share my screen. I am unable to share my screen. Hello, Taru
हेलो,
ma'am.
शेयर पर को होस्ट बना दिया है।
Okay, yes. ठीक है.
एक बार और ट्राई करो।
हाँ हाँ हो रहा है हो रहा है.
हाँ, स्टार्ट
Can you see this?
स्टार्ट।
ठीक है. Okay. So this is our. Is it visible?
दिख रहा है एकता।
ठीक है. So we all know bioenzyme. What is a bioenzyme? It's a magic liquid that we make through this 3:1:10 ratio using jaggery, peels, and water. It is very rich in bacteria, which is beneficial for our skin, not just for our skin, but for everything that we do in our everyday life. So why we need to use bioenzyme in our soaps? So that is the first reason is that they are very gentle on skin because they are natural. So they are gentle to use on our skin and they are suitable for all skin types. Then environment friendly, since bioenzyme is made from waste, it's environment friendly. That is why if you're making soaps using bioenzyme, they're also environment friendly. The third is cost effective. Since bioenzymes are made at home, then of course we're not incurring any extra cost at making it. So it becomes cost effective that way. We all know this. Biodegradable, they minimize the environmental impact. They are gentle on skin because they don't contain any harsh chemicals. And they are ideal for, allergies and skin sensitivities also. Because, and we have seen examples where people with eczema and all, they get cured using bioenzyme and their soaps. Then antibacterial properties, since it contains a lot of microbes and bacteria, so it has antimicrobial properties that can help us fight against the bad bacteria. Then it is cost effective since it's used making kitchen waste, so it's cost effective. Now the ingredients that we need to make a soap, since this is a DIY, so do it yourself. So we are using the melt and pour method because it's easy to make soaps using the melt and pour method as compared to the cold process method because that involves a lot of techniques. So in melt and pour, we use soap base and there are a variety of soap base that are available in the market. You can use glycerine, which is a transparent base. Then you can use shea butter, goat milk, and there are many options available like red wine. You can get coffee soap base and a lot of these. So we will use today shea butter when I will show you the thing. And then the second thing that we require is a bioenzyme. So since it's a bioenzyme based soap, so bioenzyme is one of the basic ingredients that we require. So you can use dilution. Bioenzymes are highly concentrated and they must be diluted before use. The dilution ratio is 1:10. As I said, if you're using 10 grams of bioenzyme or 10 ml, I can say, then you have to use 100 ml of water to dilute it. But how much to use in a soap? So if you're making 100-gram soap, so when I say soap, it's not that the soap is going to be 100 gram. When you're using 100-gram soap base, so you're taking 100 grams of the soap base. So the maximum that you can use bioenzyme is 10 to 15 grams, right? And that to the diluted one, not the concentrated ones. Then you can add essential oils. Some people, like we don't use fragrances because, is it not showing the concentrated one? Wait. Is it visible now? Hello?
विजिबल है पर स्लाइड शिफ्ट नहीं हो रही है, फर्स्ट स्लाइड ही डिस्प्ले हो रही है.
Sure. 1 second. अब कौन सी स्लाइड है?
अभी फर्स्ट ही है एकता.
First. Okay, wait. I'll share again. Wait. Is it visible now?
हाँ विजिबल.
ठीक. Okay, so we were here. We were on this page, concentration and dilution. So I was saying, so we always have to use the diluted bioenzyme because it's very concentrated and it can cause burns also if you're using it directly. So dilution ratio is 1:10. So if you're using 10 ml of bioenzyme, then you will have to dilute it with 100 ml of water. But when we are using it in a soap, so you always have to use 10 to 20% of the total weight of the soap base. So make sure it's the soap base. Don't think you have to make 100-gram soap. So you'll use it according to that. If you're using 100 grams of the soap base, then you use it 10 to 15 grams. Okay. Then normally the market-based soaps, they contain fragrances, which are, of course, I told you in our last class that they are bad for our skin. So the better, not the best, but the best alternative is using essential oils if you want your soap to, smell very good. Some people are also, allergic to essential oils. So make sure you're not, or the person you're making it for is not, allergic to essential oils. So you can use any essential oil that you love. So for example, you can use lavender if you want a calming soap. You can use tea tree if you want something antibacterial, or you can use lemon because it gives a refreshing smell. So when you're using essential oil, you have to use, so again, if you're using 100 grams of the soap base, then you have to put 5 to 10 drops. Okay, not more than that. So then comes the additives. So since the soap base, it's actually the whole soap. So you can add little things according to your own wish. So if you want some flowers, so you can add your flowers. Suppose I have here flowers. You can keep dried. Always put dried, right? So I have these petals here, if you can see. So you can use dried flowers as well. Any flower that you want, you can keep them dried and use them. You can use oatmeal, or you can also add oils to it. For example, coconut oil, avocado oil, any oil that you want. And to give it a color, then also you can use certain things. For example, you can use charcoal also. It will give you a black color as well as it will have all the benefits of activated charcoal because it's antibacterial and that way. Or you can use clays as color. You can use dry powders, like you can use beetroot powder or any powder. You can use spinach powder. You can use, sage powder. So any color that you want, you can maybe, find an alternative natural to that, and then you can use that powder. So the purpose is you can, increase the looking wise, you can increase its appearance they also have their own properties. For example, oatmeal will exfoliate your skin and activated charcoal is again, exfoliating. So you can use it this way. Then what are the equipments needed? So the first thing is we need a double boiler. Like we need to melt the soap base. So for that, you can either use microwave or you can also use gas. So if you're using microwave, then you need to have a microwave safe container and make sure that it can, it can hold high temperatures. So in that way, and in gas, you use a double boiler. So you can use your container, any container, and on that, you can put water and then you put it. Suppose I have this container, I'll show you. So this is the one that I use, right? It's especially for, it can hold high temperatures. right? So you can take you can take any container from your kitchen and put a little water in it, and then you can put your soap base inside this container and put it there. So you'll see on your own that when this whole when the whole base is melted, then you can put it off the flame. Okay, so in double boiler, it is said that place the soap base in a heat-resistant bowl over simmering water, stir occasionally until melted. Then soap molds. Then we need to use molds, right? So where we will put our soap base to give it a shape. So there are a lot of alternate soap molds that are available in the market according to the type you want. So you can use like this. This is a rectangle shape. Wait, I need to remove my background, I guess. Yeah. So you can, is it visible?
No.
No, it's not. I need to remove my this thing, I guess.
Remove your background.
Yeah. That is what I'm doing. Okay. So is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So you can use a variety of molds. So this one is like a rectangular shape. And we have like this one, the heart shape, or this one is the circle shape. They all have different sizes. Like the first one was 80 grams. The last one was 100 grams. So you can use according to your wish, whichever you like. So there are again two types of molds. One is the silicone mold, and the second one is the plastic molds. But silicone molds, they are more I would say stable. So you should prefer silicone molds over the plastic ones. And then we need some utensils. For example, to mix everything, we need a spoon, or maybe you can use spatula. Since spatula is also made of a kind of plastic or silicone, so you can prefer spoon more. Then you need measuring cups. You can get them in market. So I have this small one that I use. And then you need isopropyl alcohol. Why? Because see, we need to because we're making a soap and it is something that is related to our body, so it has to be clean. So this helps you, to remove any bacteria or anything that is bad on the, surface. So it kills all the bad bacteria. So before, putting your soap in the mold, you have to spray it and it evaporates. And also after, putting the base into the soap mold, there are little bubbles on the top surface. So you have to spray it to make to make it stable. And now our first process is melt the soap base. So I'll show you. I'm visible, right?
No.
Yeah. No?
No.
I'm not visible. Am I visible now?
Visible.
So now we'll do the step-by-step process, how to do it. So the first is we melt the soap base. So I'll show you the soap bases here. See, I have kept here two. This is the glycerine one, right? It's transparent. And this is the goat milk ones, right? And we'll use the goat milk here. And I have, cut it here. So this is 100 grams of soap, and you have to, cut it in small pieces so it becomes easy to melt, right? You can see this?
No, madam. Not.
Visible, ma'am.
Visible?
Material not visible.
एकता थोड़े सेकंड
हाँ
पहले ना तेरी स्लाइड्स की बजाय तू यहाँ दिख रही थी, तो शायद तूने फिर से उसको चेंज किया भी ना, तो ऊपर उसमें दिख रही है।
तो मैं नहीं दिख रही हूँ अभी,
मतलब हमें तो दिख रही है, लेकिन शायद कहीं मतलब उनको लग रहा है कि जो हमें स्लाइड्स दिख रही है ना, उसकी जगह तू दिखे।
पर आई गेस
आई
ओके।
थिंक जिनको स्लाइड्स दिख रहा है ना, वो लोग एक बार जहाँ पे एकता जी थंबनेल में दिख रहे हैं ना, उसके ऊपर क्लिक कीजिए, वो आ जाएंगे फुल स्क्रीन।
क्या बना है?
So should I like continue? Have you guys done it?
Yes. Please continue.
Okay. So I was showing you the soap base. So I showed this. So this is the glycerine one soap base. It's transparent, and this is the goat milk one, it's white in color. And I have kept this 100 grams of goat milk soap cut into small pieces. So you have to cut it in small pieces before melting it so that it melts easily, right? It's easy for it to melt. Then the second process is once the soap base is melted, so you put the container out either from your microwave or your gas, then you have to add the bioenzyme. So you wait a little, maybe a minute or two, so that it halka sa thanda ho jaye, and then you put your bioenzyme in it. So it has to be 1 part bioenzyme to 10 parts water. And when you're putting it in 100 grams of soap base, so you have to put 10 to 15 ml only, right? So you put your bioenzyme in that. Then you add your essential oils and your additives. So if you can put any essential oil of your choice. So you have to add 5 to 10 drops of it, right? Or you can add any flowers you want to add. You want to add oil. So just make sure that when you're adding oils or any liquid in it, so it has to be in the ratio of 3 to 5% only. So if you're making 100 gram soap base, if you're using, so the maximum concentration of oil that you can put is 5%, right? So अगर you're using 100 gram of your soap base, so 5% oil से ज़्यादा you should not put, otherwise it will when the soap is made, it will have oil all over it, because melt and pour soap is very, I would say, sensitive to humidity. So it gives out oils on outside. So that is why use as less as possible, maximum 5%. So then after all this is mixed, you just have to pour it in your molds, and then you have to let it cool for maximum like 48 hours. And then it's all set, and then it's ready to use. So it's very simple. You can use that at your home. So some tips and tricks are like customization. So since you can add anything that you want, if you want a different essential oil, if you want a different color, you can add it all according to your choice. So you can customize it according to your needs, right? And use layer pouring techniques to create visuals. So sometimes you must have seen that people, they make very pretty soaps. So that are made using layers. So like you put one layer and then you let it dry for like 2-4 minutes so that the layers don't mix. And then you put the second layer, but that is something which is advanced. So initially, I would say that this is the best that we can do. Then in storage, then you should always store it in a cool and dry place away from sunlight to prevent it from softening or melting. And then wrap in a wax paper or store in an airtight container to maintain freshness. So as I said, that it is very sensitive to humidity. So generally people use plastic, to pack melt and pour soap. But since we are doing a natural, we are more into sustainability, so we avoid plastic. And that is why we have to look for options to pack it. So you can either use the wax paper, because it has a layer of wax that doesn't allow the moisture to get inside, or you can use a airtight container if you're like using it in your home. So you can use an airtight container and put all your soaps in that. Then shelf life. So bioenzyme soaps, because bioenzyme doesn't expire, so the soaps mainly they can be used up to 1 year or something. But yeah, best they are used within 6 months. And then you have to like stay away, store it away from moisture again to prevent degradation. Now, safety precautions that we should always take is while handling bioenzymes, since sometimes people, they have sensitive skins, and since bioenzyme is very concentrated, so that is why it is always suggested to use gloves before, using the bioenzymes, and store bioenzymes properly to prevent contamination. Yes, keep your bioenzyme always in an airtight container so it does not lead to any contamination. Then melting soap base, since you have to always make sure that you don't overheat your soap base. If you overheat your soap base, then it will get bad and you will get to know that. So always, suppose if you're using microwave, then you always, melt it on 30 seconds every time. So suppose like you've put it in the microwave, turn it on for 30 seconds, then take out your soap base, mix it a little, right? Because there is latent heat inside it, and the heat will also help in melting the soap. So when you've like stirred it a little, then you put inside for half minute, like 30 seconds. So don't put it like together at one go, like 1 minute or 1.5 minute. Don't do that. Always do it 30 seconds. And then when the soap is fully melted, you'll realize that now I can do it. And if it's overheating, so you will see small bubbles in air. That will show you that now the soap is getting overheat and it's going to go bad. So you just stay there and let it cool down a little. So that is why the gas method is more viable in comparison to the microwave method from my personal experience. So the gas it doesn't let the temperature go too high. Like you don't have to think about the temperature only when you're using gas. In microwave, you have to think about the temperatures also. So in gas, it's like you just keep stirring it a little in between, and then when it will be melted, it will be okay. So yeah, it's right. It's written like stir frequently and remove from heat as soon as it's fully melted. Now, essential oils. So you have to use essential oils in moderation, because some oils, they can be, they can cause irritation if overused, because overuse of anything is not good. So as I said, 5 to 10 drops of essential oil for 100 grams of soap base. That is what you can do. And always do a patch test if you're using a new essential oil. So it's always done. You can put a drop here and you can keep it for like 1-2 hours. And if it is causing you irritation, then you should not use that essential oil. This is how you do a patch test, or you can, okay. So the common mistakes that we have to avoid is, again, first is overheating the soap base. So you don't have to overheat it, otherwise it will go bad. It will form lumps inside it if you overheat it. Then adding bioenzyme too early. So when you remove the soap base from flame or from microwave, you can wait 1 or 2 minutes. Keep stirring the soap because there is heat inside and it will keep melting. So after 1 or 2 minutes, you can add your bioenzyme to your soap. Inaccurate measurements. So you have to be like 1 or 2 grams is fine, but otherwise you don't have to be so inaccurate. Like in 100 grams soap, you're using like 120 grams of soap base. So be accurate with your measurements. If it's said that use 10 to 15 grams of bioenzyme, you can maybe go maximum to 20 grams, but don't exceed it to like 25 or 30. Okay. A little bit inaccuracy is okay, but not too much. So now this is the last call to action. So you can follow us on our social media, Bioenzyme Entrepreneurs Academy, and you can stay connected with us. So now I'll show you how you have to do it. So, okay. So this is the container that I have. Okay. And then this is my soap base that I've already cut. So you will put it here and then you can melt it, right? And after melting it, you add all your additives. So the first thing that we have to mix is our bioenzyme. Now I will show you how to dilute your bioenzyme. So this is my glass, okay? And this is my measurement. Hala. So I'm putting 10 grams of my bioenzyme. Okay, it's 10 grams. I'm putting it in my glass. And then I'll put 10 times of water in this glass. And yes, since you're again making a skincare product, so make sure the water that you're using to dilute the bioenzyme, it's filtered water, not the tap water. So this is a 30 ml cup. So I put 3 and then 10 ml. So our dilution is done. And now, since I've taken 100 grams of soap base only, so I'll use 15 ml of bioenzyme. And then after my soap base is melted, I will put it inside it. Now you can use any essential oil, as I said. So like I have here lavender and this is rose. So you can use a dropper if you want, or if you are comfortable using drops like this, so you can put your drops like this. And after that, you can put your, more additives. Suppose if you want to put these flowers, suppose I have these flowers, so you can add your flowers. So you can put these according to your, use. But don't put them too much, because too much can cause, a little irritation on your skin, because it's going to be rubbed on your skin. So put very little. You can also put a little on the soap base. So like you can, so this is the soap base. So I can put a little here only, like this. And then maybe I can put the soap base like here. Okay. And after that, if you want to add any oils or anything, so you can add that also. Like the adding part is almost everything is added together after the soap is melted. So once it's off the flame, then you keep adding everything, together. It's not like you've not added bioenzyme first, or you have to add the oil first. You can do everything simultaneously also. Like you can keep it mixed also. So you can add it simultaneously. It's not like pehle ye karna tha aur dusri baar ye karna tha, like that. And now, yes, then the last part is putting it into here. So before that, so I have this isopropyl alcohol in this. You can also use any, sprayer. So you have to like spray it like this before putting the melted soap. You have to always spray it. So if there is any bacteria, so the bacteria dies, and it's like your, antibacterial you're making. So this is how the soap is made. Cool. And if you guys want, then I can also like melt my soap base, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then I can show you whole additions also. But then I'll have to go for 2 minutes outside. So you can ask me any questions that you have now. Thank you so much.
एकता, इसमें अगर जैसे मुझे मुल्तानी मिट्टी ऐड करनी हो, मुल्तानी मिट्टी का
हाँ।
पाउडर,
हाँ, पाउडर यू कैन ऐड।
वो मतलब ये एसेंशियल ऑयल है, जब भी जो सब डालना है उसी टाइम थोड़ा बहुत डाल दो,
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
मतलब
तभी।
रोज पाउडर या ऑरेंज पाउडर जो भी है
हाँ,
ना?
कोई भी पाउडर, पर हाँ बहुत थोड़ा सा यूज करना है। जैसे आप क्ले भी यूज कर सकते हो, लाइक आई हैव दिस फ्रेंच पिंक क्ले। तो
हाँ
अगर
हाँ
आपको कलर करना है पिंक कलर का, तो कैसे यूज करना है, तो इसको हल्का सा यूज कर लिया, पहले हल्का सा डालो, उसके बाद आप उसको स्टर करके देख लो कि जो कलर आपको चाहिए वो कलर आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है। तो अगर आपको लग रहा है कि और डार्क करना है, तो थोड़ा सा और ऐड कर लिया। मतलब इनिशियल इफ यू स्टार्ट विद लेस, then you can add more, but if you already put more, then you can't do anything. So always start with less. So initially you can, and always like, it's like when the soap is, dried, there is a little variation in the color, like it's a little darker. So you can also keep that in mind.
तो वैसे इसमें मतलब कलर्स कौन से ऐड कर सकते हैं? ये तो पिंक के लिए हो गई, और मतलब और कौन कौन मतलब मार्केट में है?
हाँ, जैसे आप ग्रीन के लिए स्पिनच यूज कर सकते हो।
अच्छा।
You can use spinach. You can use for a darker red, you can use turmeric. It's antibacterial also, will give you color also, right?
अच्छा, मतलब वो
और
बीट रूट और जो मतलब
हाँ,
नेचुरल कलर होली टाइप
yes,
का
yes,
इसमें कर
yes.
सकते हैं।
हाँ, you can use beetroot powder. Question.
So if we add something like beet,
Yeah.
is that good for the skin or will it leave a stain? And what is the life if we add these fresh things? Will it not
Actually, you're not audible very much. Can you speak a little louder?
if we add things like beetroot,
Yeah.
fresh beetroot juice or something,
Yeah.
are you talking about juice or powder?
I was talking about the powder.
Okay, beetroot powder.
Yeah.
And will that not stain the skin?
No, it won't.
It will.
No,
Okay.
because I've used
Because
it,
then,
so it doesn't.
okay. And the life of the soap does not get effective if we add these
No, no,
natural.
no, no. That is why I said that when you asked, when I was talking about the flow, so I said always use the dry petals. Because when you're putting anything dry, then it will not attract any bacteria or anything, bacterial growth. So you can use anything. It won't get bad if it's dry.
Okay. And what do we add for the colors that are available, like a purple or a lilac or pink?
Uh,
Any idea?
yeah, so pink, for pink, I just said I'm using like the French pink clay,
Yeah.
right? For purple, I'm not sure, right? Because I haven't made purple. It's like the whole list, it's available on Google. Like you can search on Google, like what color should I use to make my soap color purple. So it's all available on the internet because I have not made any purple color soap, so I can't remember anything right now.
And for green, you are suggesting spinach powder.
Yeah, you can use spinach for green.
Okay. And what bioenzymes are you suggesting? Which bioenzymes can be used?
See, you can use any bioenzyme to be like really honest, but this one was the rose bioenzyme. Like right now I make soaps with rose bioenzyme and I have marigold. Or you can also use citrus. So any bioenzyme that you have, because the basic purpose, the basic work of the bioenzyme is same, right? No matter which one you use.
Okay. Thank
एकता मैंने एक बार ना अभी कहीं गिफ्ट किए थे मेल्टन पोर वाले ना,
हम्म
तो वो थोड़े गीले गीले से नहीं हो जाते
हाँ
मुझसे आते थे।
हाँ
हाँ
वही
तो
मैं
वो
कह रही
फिर
थी।
तो ये
दैट
प्रॉब्लम
इज
आती है या वही जो मतलब उसको कैसे रखना है?
So the thing is, since we don't use plastic, so you can use the wax paper. And a little bit moisture is fine. It just means that your soap contains a lot of glycerine and it's good for your skin. So it doesn't mean that the soap has gone bad. It's perfect to use. It's very natural for a melt and pour soap, to leak liquids like oils and all. It's very normal.
Any recommendations for soap base, ma'am? Soap base which is chemical or natural, how can we find?
See, it all depends upon the vendor you're buying from. So they have soap bases which contain SLS and all those things that we are asked not to use. And there are also soap bases which do not contain any SLS or fragrances, everything. So everything is available in the market. You just need to search for it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it will be like clearly mentioned. Like if you're buying from someone, they will clearly mention it that this contains SLS and this does not contain. So it's very easy to differentiate.
Hi,
And
Ekta. Hi.
how do we make shampoo bars, Ekta? Similar process?
Yes, see, the ingredients for a shampoo bar would be different, right? So this is only for the bathing part, not for the shampoo bar. But yes, the way of adding the bioenzyme would be almost similar. But if you're talking about the cold process method, then in that, you have to add this bioenzyme after your soap reaches the, soapification. So after that, when you're adding your butters and all, when the soapification has been done, so the temperature, the temperature of the soap, it decreases. So that is when you add your bioenzyme if you're using the cold process method. And mostly soap bars, they are made using the cold process method.
For shampoo, what is the difference? Shampoo bar?
Shampoo bar is, I was saying, the ingredients that you use for a shampoo bar, they are different from the, soap, from the basic soap that you use for bathing. So in
Like
that,
what?
in that you will use cocomidile, and there are many different, so the coconut derived surfactants that you use in a shampoo bar, they are not used in a soap. Did you get it?
Not really. If you can
Yeah,
share a small note, if you can share a small note on shampoo bar later in the group, that'll be very helpful.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
हाँ एकता,
एकता
सॉरी
जी,
हमारे यहाँ
one thing.
लाइट कहना है आस्क, और मीन्स मैं बाद में भी पूछ लूंगी, आप में से कोई भी बात कर।
No, you can ask.
सॉरी, यहाँ लाइट्स गए हैं तो मैंने वीडियो चालू नहीं
No, it's
रखा
okay.
है।
It's okay. I can hear you. That is what I mean.
मुझे बस इतना पूछना था एकता कि मेरे पास ग्लिसरीन वाला सोप बेस है, पर गोट मिल्क वाला सोप बेस भी मिलता है, मुझे ये नहीं पता था, तो ये भी इजीली अवेलेबल हो जाता है?
Yes.
और मेरे यहाँ बीज वैक्स भी है, तो क्या हम सोप्स में बीज वैक्स यूज कर सकते हैं?
तो वैसे तो जनरली नहीं करना चाहिए, मतलब बीज वैक्स बहुत वैसे सोप को हार्ड करने के लिए यू कैन यूज, बट जनरली इट्स नॉट यूज्ड इन अ सोप।
ओके ओके।
या
और प्लीज आप कोई भी एसेंशियल ऑयल के लिए रिकमेंडेशन होगा, जैसे कोई कंपनी या कोई जैसे ऑनलाइन मिलता होगा, तो प्लीज आप ग्रुप में भी वो रेफर करिए,
ओके,
तो हेल्पफुल हो जाएगा।
ठीक है, आई रेफर।
और आपने आज जो आपका जो पीपीटी बनाया था वो भी आप ग्रुप में शेयर करने वाले हो?
The PPT, see, like last time you got notes, you
हाँ
you
हाँ।
got that booklet, na? So there are
या
notes in that. It has on
ओके
the last session is on soap making, so it has notes on that.
ओके। एक्चुअली वो अपना बायो एंजाइम का जो वर्कशॉप हुआ था 3 days का, उसके बाद ये मेरा पहला सेशन है, तो मुझे आइडिया नहीं है।
हाँ हाँ, तो ये उसके बाद
बुकलेट।
पहला सेशन ही हुआ है।
ओके ओके फाइन, ठीक है
या
ठीक है। थैंक यू एकता।
या
एकता जी, आफ्टर सोप बेस को मेल्ट करने के बाद जब हम वापस मोल्ड में पुअर करते हैं,
हाँ
तो पुअर करने के बाद जब वो थोड़ा सा ड्राई होता है, तो
हाँ
जो तीन सरफेसेस अंदर है वो प्रॉपरली शेप में रहते हैं, और ऊपर का जो है उसमें थोड़ा सा वाइट वगैरह सा रह जाता है, और थोड़ा सा वो प्रॉपरली
बबल्स।
बोलते हैं फिनिशिंग प्रॉपर नहीं रहता है,
हाँ
बबल्स तो चले जाते हैं,
अच्छा, हाँ
बट फिनिशिंग वन साइड का प्रॉपर नहीं रहता है।
हाँ। सो सर, उसमें तो आई डोंट थिंक वी कैन डू एनीथिंग बिकॉज दैट इज वेरी नेचुरल, बट हाँ, वन थिंग यू कैन डू इज यू कैन यूज सोप कटर शेप को इवन करने के लिए।
ओके
और जैसे
ओके
बेवलिंग
ओके।
होती है, यू नो
हाँ
दैट थिंग वी यूज टू पील fruits and vegetables.
हाँ हाँ।
So you can use that to, edge out the corners of the soap. So it becomes also
ओके।
very soft to use. Sometimes the corners are they're very sharp. So they
हाँ
can, they can have a bruise or something. So you can
हाँ।
bevel your soap using that thing.
ओके,
Peeler. Yes.
थैंक यू।
Yeah. So,
Hi, ma'am.
hi.
We use turmeric powder. Means how much gram we use?
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Uh, Turmeric powder I want to use. How much gram we use?
Oh, you can use 1 gram or 2 gram. Very less.
License through வேணும்னா எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்க?
I can't hear you. I don't know why.
How
Maybe
we
you can
get
type your
license
questions.
for this soap? Okay, okay.
Can you type your question because I can't hear it properly? Yeah.
एकता, जब सोप बेस को हम माइक्रोवेव करते हैं तो वो बहुत जल्दी कहते हैं ना कि हार्ड होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है।
हाँ, that is what I
हाँ,
said.
बहुत जल्दी,
हाँ,
मतलब उसमें ये सब मिक्स करने से पहले ही वो
That is
तो
why,
के लिए
I said that always put your microwave on 30 seconds. Like don't put it like एक go में you're putting like 1 minute or 1.5. Always use 30 seconds. उसके बाद you take it out and then you stir it a little because there is a lot of heat inside, the bowl, and the heat will be used to, melt the soap. So you stir it for like 5-10 seconds and then you put again. And this is a, problem with the microwave. That is why gas is, suggested, preferred over the microwave because it's, on gas, you don't have to think about the temperature at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's melted very easily. Yeah, you just keep it and then you keep it, stirring it in between.
तो माइक्रोवेव से बेटर हम लोग गैस पे इसको मेल्ट करें.
Yes, yes, yes.
थैंक यू.
एकता, तुमने कौन कौन से सोप बेस बताए? मतलब गोट मिल्क का है मिलता, और कॉफी
हाँ,
और वाइन.
वो बहुत सारे मिलते हैं, जैसे गोट मिल्क हो गया,
अच्छा
या फिर क्या कहते हैं, चॉकलेट के भी बेसेस आते हैं, कॉफी का भी आता है, वाइन का भी आता है,
अच्छा, मुझे लगता था
जूस
ये
भी
सारी
आता है।
चीजें ऐड करते हैं, मतलब ये सारे बेसिस बने बनाए आते हैं. मैं तो
हाँ,
पियर्स
यस,
को मेल्ट करके बनाती थी, या
पपाया.
डब को मेल्ट कर
नहीं,
लिया.
हाँ, नहीं, एक्चुअली लाइक व्हेन आई आल्सो मेक, तो आई यूज ओनली गोट मिल्क और ट्रांसपेरेंट वन, और जो भी एडिटिव्स है आई ऐड ऑन माय ओन, राइट, बिकॉज आई डोंट नो, आई डोंट ट्रस्ट दोज बेसिस. So because they also have color, like a red wine soap would be totally red in color. So I don't know how good they are. That is why I don't prefer that. So if I want to make red wine, then instead of, buying that base, I'll put a little red wine in it. So that is more beneficial if you want the benefits, right? Otherwise, ऐसे तो there are papaya bases also. Every base is available in the market. Neem, papaya, every base.
चल, ये तो तूने कुछ नया बताया. इतने सारे बेसिस हैं.
Hmm. So, any more questions?
एकता जी, ये जो बेसिस होते हैं, हाउ डू वी नो दे आर रिलायबल? दे क्लेम कि ये नहीं है, गोट मिल्क है. डू वी मतलब
That
बहुत
is what,
skeptical है.
yeah, that is what I was saying. See, the maximum we can know about a thing is through the ingredients. Like that is what we are doing since now. Like even in our food packagings or every product that we buy, the most that we can know is about the ingredients mentioned. So if someone is mentioning that this thing is free from this, that is the only way we can make things out. Otherwise, we can't do any research on that. So yeah, I said also that there are soap bases and the companies, they will tell you on their own that this contains SLS and this does not contain. So that is the only differentiation that is available right now. Otherwise, you can't do a test or something to make that out.
Ekta, in case we are using the plain soap base and we want
Yes.
to add glycerin or goat milk or shea butter,
Okay.
how much ratio should it be?
So maximum 5% of the soap base that you're using.
Okay, and
So suppose if you
vital
if you make what?
vital ratio, I mean minimum ratio.
Yeah, maximum. That is the maximum. Suppose you're making a 1 kg soap, then the maximum butters and oils, like total concentration of that. So the maximum butters and oils you can use is 50 grams.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So we need to prepare that mixture ready along with
Yeah.
bioenzyme. We just need to pour.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
How do we get a license for this soap for selling
License for?
this soap?
Ma'am,
How we get it?
the licensing part was done in the another section, like in this workshop only. So maybe you can, go through those notes and that will give you idea.
Uh, Without license, we does not sell this, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Without license, we sold it. Sell it.
See, on a small scale, I guess you can sell without license. But yes, if you're doing it on a very huge scale, then of course you need a proper space for that and proper licensing also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions?
तो क्लोज करें और तो कोई क्वेरीज हो? प्लेज करते हैं।
Okay.
Pledge.
I pledge to embrace and promote the use of bioenzymes to protect our soil, air, and water. I commit to making and using bioenzyme for organic waste management, reducing chemical pollutants, and fostering sustainable ecosystems. Together, we'll safeguard our environment and create a cleaner, healthier world for all. Thank you.
क्लोज करते हैं। थैंक यू एकता। थैंक
Thank
यू।
you.
बाय।